The elevator doors closed with a soft ping, trapping Marcus alone with the one person he'd been avoiding all week. Sophia Chen, CEO of Horizon Technologies, stood just inches away, her perfume filling the small space between them. Their eyes met in the mirrored wall, and the memory of last Friday night crashed over him like a wave. "About our meeting tonight," she said quietly. "I've moved it to my penthouse. 7 o'clock. His heart stopped. This wasn't just about work anymore, and they both knew it. If you're enjoying this story of unexpected love and second chances, please hit that like button and subscribe for more emotional journeys that will touch your heart. Your support means everything to this channel. Marcus Collins never planned on falling for his boss. At 34, his life had been shattered 3 years ago when he returned home to find his wife's wedding ring on the kitchen counter and a note that simply read, "I can't do this anymore. I'm sorry." No explanation. No goodbye to their 5-year-old daughter. Just emptiness where a family had once been. That night, as Lily cried herself to sleep asking for her mother, Marcus made 2 promises. He would never let his daughter feel abandoned again, and he would never risk his heart with another woman who could walk away. For 3 years, he'd kept those promises. He'd rebuilt their lives carefully, a modest apartment close to good schools, a stable job at Horizon Technologies, and a routine that gave Lily the security she desperately needed. Dating wasn't even a consideration. How could he bring someone new into their fragile world? What if that person left too? Then came the company's anniversary gala. Marcus had planned to make an appearance and leave early, but Sophia Chen, the brilliant and intimidating CEO, had personally requested he stay to discuss the Westfield account. One conversation led to another. One glass of champagne became several. And somehow, impossibly, they ended up in her hotel suite, where professional boundaries dissolved into something neither had anticipated. The morning after the company's anniversary gala, Marcus woke with a pounding headache and fragmented memories of the night before. Champagne. Dancing. Sophia's laughter. Her hotel room. Her lips on his. He groaned, burying his face in his hands. Sleeping with the CEO was career suicide, especially for a single dad who couldn't afford to lose his job. "Daddy, you're going to be late." Lily called from the kitchen, where she was already pouring cereal into bowls. Her dark curls were still unbrushed, her school uniform wrinkled. "Coming, sweetheart," he called back, pushing thoughts of Sophia aside. Lily needed him. That was what mattered. As he helped Lily with her hair, his mind raced with worst-case scenarios. Would Sophia fire him? Would she pretend nothing happened? The uncertainty was unbearable. "You look sad, Daddy," Lily observed, studying his face with the perceptiveness that sometimes broke his heart. At 8 years old, she'd already learned to read emotional cues most adults missed, a survival skill developed after her mother's abandonment. "Just tired, Lil Bear," he assured her, forcing a smile. "Big project at work. Is it because of the pretty lady in the pictures you were looking at last night?" Marcus froze. "What pictures?" "On your phone. The lady who owns your company. You were looking at her pictures before you went to bed." Heat rushed to his face. He had looked up Sophia online after returning from the gala, trying to make sense of what had happened between them. He hadn't realized Lily had seen him. "Ms. Chen is just my boss, sweetheart. Nothing to worry about." Lily gave him a look that said she didn't quite believe him but wouldn't push further. Another skill she'd developed too young, knowing when adults weren't telling the whole truth. The office felt different that Monday. Every time Marcus rounded a corner, he braced himself for an awkward encounter with Sophia. But she was nowhere to be seen, in meetings all day, according to her assistant. By late afternoon, Marcus had almost convinced himself they could pretend nothing happened. Then the email arrived. "Private meeting. My office. 7 p.m. tonight." No explanation. No subject line. Just a directive from the CEO. Marcus stared at his computer screen, his stomach in knots. This was it, she was going to fire him. He'd have to find a new job, maybe move to a smaller apartment. How would he explain this to Lily? Mrs. Garcia can't babysit tonight, he wrote back, hoping for a reprieve. The response came immediately, bring your daughter. There's a playroom adjacent to my office. His hands trembled as he shut down his computer. Sophia Chen knew about Lily. Had he mentioned his daughter during their night together? The thought made him feel even worse. What kind of father discussed his child while in another woman's bed? At home, he tried to sound casual as he told Lily they needed to go back to his office that evening. That is it because you're in trouble, she asked, her small face serious. Why would you think that? Because you keep sighing and looking at your phone. And you forgot to sing the pancake song this morning. Marcus knelt down to her level. I'm not in trouble, Lil Bear. And I'm sorry about the pancake song. I promise double verses tomorrow. She studied him for a moment, then nodded solemnly. Okay. Can I bring my drawing book to your office? Absolutely. Marcus had never been to the executive floor after hours. The elevator opened to a hushed, dimly lit hallway leading to Sophia's corner office. He clutched Lily's hand tighter. Is this where the queen works? Lily whispered, eyes wide at the floor-to-ceiling windows overlooking the city lights. Before Marcus could answer, Sophia appeared in the doorway. Gone was the power suit from company meetings. Instead, she wore dark jeans and a simple blouse, her long black hair loose around her shoulders. She looked younger, softer somehow. You must be Lily, she said, crouching down to the girl's level. I've heard so much about you. Would you like to see the special room I have for when my nieces visit? Lily looked up at Marcus for permission, then nodded eagerly. Sophia led them to a side door that opened into a colorful space filled with books, art supplies, and a small television. Disney movies are in the cabinet, Sophia told Lily. Make yourself at home. Once Lily was settled, Sophia closed the door partway and turned to Marcus. Her expression changed, uncertainty replacing her professional demeanor. About Friday night, she began. Marcus interrupted, I understand if you want my resignation. I crossed a line, Anne. Your resignation? Sophia looked genuinely surprised. Marcus, I asked you here to apologize. I'm your boss. What happened between us was inappropriate, and I take full responsibility. Elif washed over him, followed quickly by confusion. So? I'm not fired? Of course not. You're one of our most valuable team members. She hesitated. But I also wanted to be clear that while I regret the circumstances, I don't regret what happened between us. The air between them seemed to crackle with tension. Marcus found himself noticing details he tried to ignore for months, the slight dimple in her left cheek when she smiled, the intensity in her dark eyes. I don't regret it either, he admitted. But it can't happen again. I have Lily to think about. Sophia nodded, her expression unreadable. I understand. But I'd still like to discuss the Westfield account with you. That's the official reason for this meeting. For the next hour, they reviewed marketing strategies, careful to maintain professional distance. When they finished, Sophia walked them to the elevator. Daddy, can we come back tomorrow? Lily asked, clutching a drawing she'd made. Ms. Sophia has the best colored pencils. Before Marcus could respond, Sophia said, actually, I need to meet with your dad again tomorrow. Same time? That was how it started. Private meetings every evening, officially about work. For the first week, they genuinely focused on projects, with Lily happily occupied in the playroom. But each night, the professional pretense wore thinner. On the 8th night, after Lily had fallen asleep on the playroom couch, Sophia finally asked the question that hung between them. Tell me about her mother. Marcus stared out at the city lights. Rebecca was restless. We married young, had Lily right away. I thought we were happy, but she felt trapped. One day, I came home from work, and she was gone. Left a note saying she needed to find herself. He swallowed hard. She calls Lily on birthdays and Christmas. That's it. I'm sorry, Sophia said quietly. Don't be. It taught me what matters. Lily is everything to me. She's lucky to have you. Sophia hesitated. My parents were workaholics. They provided everything except their presence. That's why I built that playroom, for my sister's kids. I try to be the aunt I wish I'd had. And your own family? Children? Marcus asked, then immediately regretted the personal question. Sophia's expression clouded. I was engaged once, 6 years ago. He said he wanted children, a family. Then I got the CEO position here, and suddenly he didn't want a wife who would always put work first. He gave me an ultimatum, the job or him. He sounds like an idiot, Marcus said before he could stop himself. Sophia laughed, a genuine sound that transformed her face. He was. But sometimes I wonder if he was right about me. Maybe I am too driven for a family. That's not true, Marcus said firmly. I've seen you with Lily. You're a natural. Something vulnerable flickered in Sophia's eyes. Thank you for saying that. Night after night, their conversations deepened. Marcus learned that beneath Sophia's confident exterior was a woman who'd fought her way to the top of a male-dominated industry, sacrificing personal relationships for professional success. Sophia discovered that behind Marcus's easygoing demeanor was a man who'd rebuilt his life around his daughter's happiness, putting his own needs last. 2 weeks into their evening meetings, Marcus realized he was falling for her, not the untouchable CEO, but the woman who kept chocolate in her desk drawer and laughed at Lily's jokes. We can't keep pretending these meetings are just about work, he finally said one night. I know. Sophia's voice was barely above a whisper. But I don't know how to do this, Marcus. I've never dated an employee. I've barely dated at all in the last 5 years. And I haven't dated anyone since Rebecca left. Plus, I'm a package deal. He gestured toward the playroom where Lily was reading. That's not a deterrent for me, Sophia said. Lily is wonderful. But the company has policies. The solution came from an unexpected source. The following week, Horizon's parent company announced a restructuring. Sophia would remain CEO, but a new position was opening, Chief Marketing Officer, reporting directly to the board rather than to Sophia. You should apply, she told Marcus during their meeting that night. You're the most qualified candidate. Wouldn't that look suspicious? Like favoritism? The board makes the final decision, not me. And yes, it might raise eyebrows, but... She took a deep breath. I'm tired of putting my personal life on hold for what people might think. The interview process was grueling. Marcus worked harder than he ever had, knowing any hint of preferential treatment would damage both their reputations. When the board unanimously approved his promotion, the relief was overwhelming. Their first official date was nothing like their accidental night together after the gala. Instead of a fancy restaurant, Sophia suggested the pizza place near Marcus's apartment, followed by ice cream with Lily. Are you my daddy's girlfriend now? Lily asked bluntly as they walked through the park, ice cream cones in hand. Sophia looked at Marcus, uncertainty in her eyes. Would that be okay with you if she was? Marcus asked his daughter carefully. Lily considered this seriously, chocolate ice cream dripping down her fingers. Only if she still lets me use the colored pencils. Sophia laughed, the tension breaking. It's a deal. But that night, after Lily was asleep, Marcus found himself plagued with doubts. He sat on his small balcony, staring at the city lights, when his phone buzzed with a text from Sophia. You're overthinking this, aren't you? He smiled despite himself. How did you know? Because I am too. But then I remembered something my grandmother used to say, fear and hope cannot occupy the same space. Choose which one you want to live with. Marcus stared at her words for a long moment. Then he typed, "I choose hope." Their relationship wasn't without challenges. The office gossip was relentless at first. Sophia's parents disapproved of her dating an employee with baggage. Marcus struggled with the disparity in their financial situations, especially when Sophia casually suggested vacations or gifts that were far beyond his means. "I don't need you to spend money on us," he told her one evening after she'd mentioned taking them to Paris for Christmas. "Lily and I are happy with simple things." Sophia's face fell slightly. "I know you don't need it. But I want to share experiences with you both. Is it so wrong to want to give you things?" "No, but I need to contribute too. I can't match your lifestyle, Sophia. That's just reality." She was quiet for a moment, then said, "My father grew up poor. He worked 3 jobs to put himself through college. When he finally made money, he showered us with things, expensive schools, designer clothes, lavish vacations, but he was never there.